Of this regular work session meeting for July 23rd, 2025 of the Toledo City Council to order. Our first item is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
All right, I will take a roll call. Councilor Coughlin.
Here.
Councilor Sylvia.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Mix.
Yep.
Councilor Burns.
Oh, yeah.
Councilor Keating. Council President Bush.
Hi. Better than you do. I'm here.
And I am present. We have 7 quorum. We can conduct business. Are there any visitors that would like to address council this evening, whether in person or remotely? Have no consent agenda tonight. We have no community service reports or presentations. We have no discussion or information items. Decision item. First, consider approving collective bargaining agreement.
Nothing to discuss there, Mayor.
Nothing to discuss. Thank you very much. Next item, and we have a letter seeking approval for the city of Toledo to move forward in efforts to acquire the former Department of Forestry property at 763 Northwest Forestry Drive, 733 Northwest Forestry Road in Toledo. So let's see if I can find the. If you look in your revised packet, I submitted this letter to Justin, Brian, and of course our city manager for their review to see if I touched all the correct bases. So 2 years ago, it was brought to my attention in March 2 years ago that this property was going to be surplus because the Department of Forestry was going to be moving sites. And I'll be honest, taking Governor Kotek at her word that housing was the #1 priority of the state, I began a process of talking to the people at the state level about acquiring this property. And we are finally at that point where they are ready to move out. So they are going to surplus this property. And I am asking for them, for the state to give it to us. They have a current appraisal of a little over 700,000, if I remember correctly. And I lay out in this letter, if you haven't read it yet, that middle housing is desperately needed here, especially for the employees of the entities that you will see listed here, which includes Georgia Pacific, Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians, Samaritan Health, Lincoln County School District, and ourselves. And we need places for our employees because right now, to get a place that is loanable, you're going to spend around $400,000 or more. And nobody can do that. Not on the wages that normal people pay. And so this is my attempt at a letter of interest. Justin, have you had a chance to look it over?
Yeah, yes, Mayor Cross. I was able to review the letter and the letter looks good to me. And I think this is kind of I know there's been a lot of back end work, but this is kind of the first step of the official process.
The official process has finally come to us, yes.
So is this considered out of the floodplain since it's up on the hill?
Yeah, it is. Out of the floodplain. It's relatively flat. It's, it's all the bizarre things that we don't normally have to deal with.
I've never been that far.
Oh,
I've been up there. It's nice. It's a bounce away. It's.
So, you're about
I know where that is.
Amazing.
um,
So can I ask a question?
yes,
So I remember reading the letter and you have it in paragraph 2 of the background. The city of Toledo received an email surplus property notice about ODF property located on Forestry Lane. This is a notice that the property has been determined to be in surplus of the Oregon Department of Forestry. A written notice of email of interest in acquiring the property for full market value.
Correct. But, so I've been working with the folks at the state,
Okay.
but we've got to go through this whole process to get their approval, because I'm willing to say, and I think this council would be, I'm willing to say, give it to us with the caveat, it has to go for housing.
Okay.
Because that's what I keep telling the state. It's like, you want to put your money where your mouth is? Here's X number of $1,000s that the state has put at making sure some housing happens.
As long as that's not going to be a barrier.
No.
Piggyback on that, and I know the answer, but just so everybody out in Toledo space understands, this will not turn into another public safety building.
No.
This is a totally different.
Because it's a house.
I understand that, but
Yeah,
just so
this is
everybody
housing.
out there
Yes.
understands that,
Yes.
yeah.
Jackie.
So I don't understand exactly
Mhm.
if the state says, yeah, you got the green light, then does the city own it? And what happens to turn it into housing?
Okay.
Do we
So
own the plan?
as it's currently envisioned, and this may change as it's currently envisioned, that'll become city property. And like our property out on the Olala Slough, that's out there on Sturtevant,
Rent.
well, because how I'm envisioning this is, are the money to build these units will come from these entities. And we will form a public-private partnership, okay, because there's some public entities here, there's some private entities here, and then we also have the tribe. And Senator Anderson and myself have really talked to the tribe about it, they're very interested. And the idea is, say we build 10 townhomes up there, okay? Say we build 10 townhomes. Well, if Georgia Pacific puts up the money for 4 of them, they get 4 of them. Okay, and we form the public-private partnership to manage the property. But individual units will be individually rented out by the entity that built it, that spent the money to build it.
So essentially, it's not gonna be Toledo building it, say, if the tribe wants 4, they would build 4 with their money, and then they would technically own the buildings, but on city property.
But it's city property, it's people living here, it's,
Right.
it's all of that, okay?
It's a way to think outside the box to get more housing.
Thank you, and I have struggled hard with this, on how do we do it? And I think this is the way we can get this done. It's been done on the East Coast. I think we can do it here.
I think the likeliness is they're just gonna give it to you as opposed to selling it to you.
Well, let me put it this way. I have directly asked Governor Kotek and she is in agreement with it, but we have to go through all of the steps. Okay? We have to go through the process.
Well, then I move to approve the state.
Hold on, Andrew hasn't gone yet.
Oh,
We must have.
I'm sorry.
Housing is obviously the primary focus, but I think one of the things that we've been talking about a lot among this council is a need for innovative, why am I blanking now? Revenue sources. Is there a way that we could also be factoring, we're building some sort of revenue sharing for the city? I know we don't necessarily want to be property owners. We don't, I have heard that kind of thing before. But if we want to get innovative and we want to start thinking
That's
about.
part of what we have to work towards, because on the East Coast, how they do it, if the city owns the land. On the East Coast, in general, what they end up doing is that they still pay a property tax, but not at the rate. The normal.
Yeah, because part of.
Okay, and I don't know if we want to go that route. I mean, we're not even to that stage yet. I mean, these are all, and I'm glad you brought it up because I've been pondering that. How do we do that?
Because I think that property taxes is nice, but there's also, I think. I look at it and say the city will maybe not be putting up as much in terms of the building of the units themselves. But we are putting up a lot of the infrastructure, the labor, we're making it possible for these entities to acquire this housing for their employees. I don't hate the idea of the city being a property owner or having some sort of housing revenue stream, if that's something that's possible to augment the fact that property taxes are definitely not enough for our cities.
I am hoping,
costs.
here's my hope, is that if it looks like we're going to get it, I would like to do an addendum to the URA, Urban Renewal Agency and Urban Renewal District, and add these properties to it. Because then that would give us the ability to possibly do 2 to 3 units of our own in there.
Isn't that within the boundaries already?
No, it goes right up to it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just one parcel deep on Highway 20. We don't go any farther than that. But this is the first step. And if.
Because we're also an employer, right? And that's.
Thank you. And thank you very much. And that's why I wanted to run this by you guys first, and we had to do it before the second. Because now it's finally coming to, now it's finally coming out of the stages of, I'm tired of talking about it. So I would want to put on our issue tracker, and I'll bring this up later, if we pass this tonight, put up on our issue tracker about working with the URA to get the URD modified to include those properties.
Sounds pretty.
So what's the
Because it's a
second step?
BGF. BFG, BFD,
Yeah.
it's a BFD,
Yeah, that's true.
no, BFD. Oh, okay, good. Right, oh, are we ready for a motion?
I think we
Go right ahead.
Wait, what's the second step? You said this was the first step. What's the second?
So for us, the
What
second
kind of-
step is including, and we can do that within 2 months, easy. Can include those properties within our urban renewal district,
Okay.
URD. Okay, because once we do that, now we have the ability to leverage more funds to be able to build these units, get 3 units ourselves,
Okay.
if that's what we decide to go with. Okay. Once we know we're getting the property, that's when these entities that I've mentioned want to sit down and have serious discussions. Right now, we've had the what ifs. If this happens, then what? If we do this, then what? And they're all on board to one degree or another that this is a great idea because they're hurting for places.
So by
Definitely in
when
the
do you
middle.
think we will know if you were?
It's the state, so I'm assuming we won't know for anywhere between 2 to 3 months at the earliest.
Are those business months?
In any event,
Okay.
No comment on that one.
you bet.
I'm over it now. No. I move to approve the city of Toledo to move forward in efforts to acquire the former Department of Forestry property at 763 Northwest Forestry Drive, 733 Northwest Forestry Drive in Toledo in efforts to provide affordable housing.
Second.
Give it to Andy.
Actually, wait. You got the correct, it's Forestry Road, not Forestry Drive.
No, it's both. You look at our maps, we list both.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's why you notice I don't have the specific address here. I just said Forestry.
Oh.
It's been moved to approve that the city of Toledo move forward in efforts to acquire the former Department of Forestry property at 763 Northwest Forestry Drive / 733 Northwest Forestry Road in Toledo for the development of housing. We'll take a roll call vote. Councilor Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilor Sylvia.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Burns,
Yes.
Council President Bush,
Yes.
Councilor Keating.
Yes.
Councilor Mix.
Yes.
And I vote yes, motion carries 7-0. Thank you, everyone. Justin, if we could get that cleaned up and put on city letterhead, that would be awesome.
Yep, I can work on that.
Thank you. I appreciate all you guys are doing. Hopefully my hyperlinks will make it through. One of the things so did you see the part where I quoted Beth?
Yeah, I did see that.
So for those of you that haven't read the letter, when we did our housing needs analysis 2 years ago, Eco Northwest, very prestigious firm out of Portland that does these things. The gal said in her very first meeting that this was the most topically challenged city she had ever seen.
That sticks out more than anything else from that meeting.
And I used it in this because it's true. You're either on the side of a hill or you're in a wetland. Well, if FEMA has their way, we'll never do anything in a wetland again.
I can think of a worse one, Oso, Washington. Just saying.
But we need this land and we need, it's flat, it's developable, it's got services to it, it's got everything we need
Already has a drive.
to get some, yeah, it already has the driveway, everything's there. Hey, thank you, everyone. It's been a long back and forth discussion with several entities at the state level, and I will leave it at that.
Thank you, Rod, for all your hard work.
So, next item. Resolution authorizing staff to apply for a housing grant from DLCD for a system development change ordinance and methodology update. Justin.
All right, thank you, Mayor. So this proposal, DLCD has their by every 2 years, they have a grant application around housing. So this is kind of the next cycle of housing updates and requests across the state. So they have fundings specifically for housing. They used to only have kind of a broader bucket of technical assistance, but now they have the technical assistance bucket and then the housing specific bucket. And the city of Toledo previously received funds for some code updates around the partition subdivision code, which was completed, and some other housing code updates, which is kind of a long string of development code updates that have been completed. One of the items that was identified in the housing capacity analysis beyond the code updates for was a system development charge methodology update. So those are the charges. So when you build a new house, those are the one-time charges that you have for typically water, sewer, stormwater, transportation, and then parks. Those are the 5. Toledo has 4 of those, doesn't currently have a parks system development charge. Our methodology is older now, about 15 years old. And this proposal would be looking specifically, updating the methodology, but really focused on the housing components. A few years ago now, the city of Newport did a similar project in terms of updating their system development charges. So it's kind of looking at how can we modernize the code or how we calculate those. So one simple example might be currently for a house, it doesn't matter the size of that house square footage wise, but the same SDC is charged. One thing that Newport is moved to in some other cities where a smaller house would be charged a lower system development charge than a larger house. That's just an example, not a proposal right now, but those are the type of things through the process and update that council and planning commission would discuss in terms of what can be done to modernize the ordinance and code to support housing. Likely most of this work would happen in 2026, early or late 2025, maybe getting things kicked off. But it's all dependent on the grant application that we're proposing to put in to DLCD, the Department of Land Conservation and Development. And I can take any questions about the proposal.
Any questions, council?
The right friends.
So Justin, first of all, I want to commend you and Arlene. And I don't know any other way to say this, but you guys have kept Toledo at the forefront of updating all of our stuff. We are so far ahead than a lot of the communities that I work with in my other job as part of the Oregon Mayors Association. I thank you for that. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully we get this grant and get that section modernized and up and running. Thank you. You've stayed on top of this. You keep us getting the grants. You keep us moving forward. Justin, you're doing an outstanding job and you can't leave.
Ever. Oh, great.
Is he fixing you?
Now we
No.
will.
No, because I tell him that every time he shows up.
Okay.
He keeps coming back.
And we appreciate him coming back.
Yes, we do. Any other comments? Questions?
No.
I motion to approve resolution number 1582, a resolution authorizing staff to apply for the housing grant from the Department of Land Conservation and Development, DLCD, for systemic development charge ordinance and methodology update.
I'll second that.
Moved by Andrew, seconded by Tracy, to approve resolution number 1582, a resolution authorizing staff to apply for the housing grant from the Department of Land Conservation and Development, DLCD, for a system development charge ordinance and methodology update. I will take a roll call vote. Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
Counselor Sylvia. Counselor Burns.
Yes, please.
Council President Bush.
Yes.
Counselor Mix.
Yeah.
Counselor Keating.
It's
And I vote yes. Motion carries 7-0. Go forth and conquer, Justin.
Perfect. Thank you all.
No.
Right, next up, reports and comments, issue tracker, David.
So a few things to point out to you on the issue tracker, on the items that are the budget committee process review, which is the fifth item down, and then 3 items down from that, review on the council rules and charter. We've combined that all and hope to come to you at your August session with an informed conversation about all of that. Relative to the budget committee changes, I'm not sure that we have any thoughts on that in advance. So I know Councilor Keating, that was something that you were promoting. So to me, if you would just all be prepared to, on that day, to discuss in general what you have in mind, and then to that end, then thereafter, if you wish to convene the budget committee, you can do so after that. But I think we need to at least understand in advance what you want the budget committee to be working on. Similarly, the city attorney is reviewing, and I am viewing the rules and the charter. Want to align the documents perhaps a little better, and also just to give you our thoughts on, you of course have yours, but to give you our thoughts on what might bear discussion and possible change.
So just to clarify, city council didn't call for the budget committee process to be reviewed. The budget committee did.
Well, that
That's not something that we are supposed to be doing on behalf of the budget committee. It was for the budget committee to be convened for that specific purpose.
well, let's bring it up anyway during that session.
And also, if I'm remembering correctly, and might not be, but it was my understanding that we were going to be considering how close we are to hiring a new city manager. I was under the impression that we were waiting for the new city manager to be on board before we had the discussion about city council rules, all of that, and wanting them to be a part of that process.
I remember that.
Well,
So-
I would hope by the 4th meeting in August, you will have your city manager.
Yay.
With enough time that we feel comfortable that that's the time to be talking about.
So there might be an opportunity for an overlapping discussion or whatever that might be. So the other thing I've done is based on your conversation tonight, I think I heard a consensus surrounding looking at the URA expansion, if that property is in fact donated to the city.
Correct.
So I added that to the tracker as well.
Thank you.
Is this an okay time for me to ask about the progress on East Lincoln County agreements?
Oh, I'm sorry, the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other piece I was gonna flag is on this. So we do have the termination agreement fully executed. That's done. We have gone back and forth at least on one round of occupancy use of the existing buildings. We think we have a formula, we think we're pretty close to what we'll take to get to agreement on that. We will work that up. We will get that to where the parties are in agreement in principle, bring that back to you at that point to make sure that we are aligned with the city council. But by and large, the elements are not a lot different than what you saw in the combined agreement. It's just the agreements have been separated. And I think we found a way to get to yes. So we're working on that.
It seemed like it was their lawyer that suggested that they needed to be separated.
Yes.
That's fine.
They weren't aware that it was going to be combined. And so that was just a question of timing.
That's fine.
Your city attorney left, with them not really having had the opportunity to be fully vetted with you and with them.
You got the squeaky chair again.
Yeah, I do.
I did too, sorry.
Most of them.
Anything else on the issue tracker? David picked up on what I was gonna add, so you guys have any? All right. Any reports from staff tonight? Nope, seeing none? All right, council. Counselor Kaufman,
Nothing here I can remember.
Sylvia? Got nothing. Counselor Metz?
Nothing.
Counselor Burns?
I just have a question. Who supplies the water for the refrigerator?
I'll work on that.
We do.
We've learned that that used to be something that Lisa did, so Krista will pick that up.
Lisa did everything.
Yeah,
I
will take care of water.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I have.
That's it. Okay,
Yeah.
Andrew?
Yeah, just a quick update. Justin, from IT and I met today to at least initiate, the conversations about technology upgrades for city council, particularly, you know, kind of related to, solving what I think are the biggest challenges that I've been hearing over the last 6 months. This is following the consensus that you guys gave to me back in February to kind of act as a liaison with city staff to figure out some ways that we can improve how we function with technology up here in city council. So just to give you a quick little summary of what we are looking at and what the timeline for what that proposal that I'm going to bring to you is as of right now. One of the things that we're really thinking about is you know, the individual devices that we're using. And so we're looking right now at a solution to, well, let me say, these are the 3 items that he and I discussed that needed kind of the most improvement, that we also wanted to make sure we were being budget conscious about. It's not about renovating this space. It's not about kind of turning this into, you know, high tech, you know, whatever room that's too expensive, too much of an undertaking. So kind of the simplest solution to all of the problems that we could find is what we're going for. So 1, improving the Wi-Fi in here, our ability to connect, to use our devices when we're here. Justin's already taken a lot of steps toward that. And I know one of the things that he's going to be doing is this is our Wi-Fi access point here, and that's outdated. And I know his plan is to replace that with something that's more modern and will carry more bandwidth into the space. He's also exploring some options to possibly create a council-specific network. So the Wi-Fi would be specific to us so that it's something that we are accessing and isn't necessarily also public.
Sure.
Don't we already have that with Toledo Secure?
Something that's specific to council to
So separate,
chambers.
so Toledo
Yes.
Secure could still be going while only
Yeah.
council.
Right.
So that's on the Wi-Fi side. And then the 2 other items are, 1, our ability to see a presentation. Right? Somebody is presenting, right? I think, you know, even today we had a presentation, you know, and we all had to get up, right? To go look at it. Just having that ability to see what's up there is a challenge. And then, of course, our actual devices. I've gotten some history from city staff as well as from other counselors about kind of these devices that we're using, these very cheap, basic Chromebooks were purchased as such because we wanted just something to be able to access email. But as the city has been looking at getting council as well on Microsoft 365, and also just trying to create some more kind of computing capacity for us so that if we want to have those tools that they're available to us. The solution to both the low quality devices we have, which may also be contributing to our Wi-Fi connectivity, that if these devices are not high powered, they might not be able to connect to the Wi-Fi, even if the Wi-Fi is strong for other devices.
Correct.
And also the visibility, we're looking at tablet options, like the Microsoft Surface tablets, that we will also be looking into some software solutions, possibly looking at some of the broader capabilities of Zoom, so that if we have our devices with us in the meetings, that the presentations up there
Goes up here.
show up on the screens
That would be
up
amazing.
here.
Yeah.
And
That
those,
would be cool.
so looking at one sort of device solution that replaces kind of the problematic devices that I think several of us have
I'm
really been
feeling
struggling
personally
with.
attacked that you keep pointing.
Well, I also know that yours in particular has been very problematic. Just kind of recognizing that a lot of the challenges that we're having can possibly be solved with one technology solution. And kind of getting that biggest challenge, because I think one of the issues that I've been trying to address is sort of that recognition that this space, as we have it set up, is not really, when we're thinking about the presentations, when we're thinking about a lot of the information that we receive and how our technology is set up, is not really set up for a city council meeting, right? The purpose of these meetings is for city council to get information, make decisions, to deliberate. We're currently set up in a way that's probably more technologically designed for the audience more than it is for us.
That's what it's about.
It's
Always
not,
has been.
right.
And
But it needs to be about
Yeah.
both.
It
Right,
needs to be
thank
about
you.
both, right?
Right.
And so we're trying to figure out a solution that adds to the current setup. And I think Justin's also looking at improving the quality of the projector that we have up there and the way that that's set up. So that's another piece of what's going to be here. But I just wanted to share that's kind of where we are. Justin and I are going to meet to actually look at the costs and what tech options are out there for us next week, with the plan that within the next meeting or two that we'll be coming to you with a proposal of what we're thinking.
So long as you can dumb it down for people like myself.
but why couldn't you just on our Chromebooks,
They're not set up for it.
They're very, very low quality,
Yeah.
low capability.
couldn't patch into the Zoom link?
Not with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And even then, I don't know if they're strong enough.
Never mind.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good question.
No,
Yeah,
it would be a good normal fashion.
there was, at the time that these were purchased some years ago, the intention was the cheapest basic solution to.
It's something about the Wi-Fi, not the Chromebook itself.
It's.
It's both.
Yeah.
Because of the age of our Chromebooks, modern Wi-Fi does not, I always say this.
They don't communicate.
They don't
like each
communicate
other.
as well as they should.
I like stepchildren.
Yeah, it's like trying to watch Netflix on a flip phone.
And something Andrew didn't mention that he's mentioned that I've heard him say is with the tablets, we'd be able to write and
Yes.
take notes next to what we're looking at.
Well, and my biggest thing on that one was when he said that whoever's giving a presentation up there could be sitting here
Yes.
because I'm not able to keep going up and down this damn stair. So if I could see in front of me, so much better. That's why I didn't go down earlier. I just squinted really hard.
Because if we had the money, then I'd be looking at like solutions to perhaps, replace the dais with something that's more technologically advanced, that has built-in screens,
Right.
around it, that are projecting the same thing that is there.
This dais has been around since like 1842,
And I know that
1906.
1906.
Laminate wasn't invented until the
Trees were grown.
our previous city manager had, the pie in the sky dream of, the screens coming down from the ceiling and lots of kind of cool things that.
Disco ball and we
That's great. And there are definitely a lot of cities that have done some cool things with their chambers to add some tech and, deep down, I'd love to have better built-in microphones that can be turned on, turned off more easily, that have lights, all the different things that you could do to add some technology. But deep down, we don't have the money to do something
we don't
big.
need it.
We don't need all of those.
We don't need
things.
cool, we need efficient.
Right.
Thank you.
And I think
Well
that
said.
part of the reason we're looking at the Surface tablets is because of that intention to get on Microsoft 365 and trying to think about what is going to be most compatible with the systems that will use this.
And those are still ones that we'd be able to take back to the house and do our
Yep.
council work in there. I'm good with it.
I have one question.
Yes.
Are we done with Amber? Are we done with you, Amber?
Wow.
You're never gonna be
We
done.
You said that last
Wait,
one.
I can't hear.
This is my last planned meeting of, set of meetings to attend. I'll still help Krista behind the scenes a little bit for a while, but this will be my last.
Just
night.
wanted to acknowledge that it could possibly be the last time we see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Appreciate all your work.
Thank you, Amber.
You will be
We'll
missed
miss you. You can come back and visit.
all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised Andrew didn't say, but he had his thing to do, but you guys missed a really cool thing at the library.
Oh.
And going over the history, I mean, I learned some more about Toledo and I mean, took 2 hours to go through, you know, the quick and dirty history of Toledo.
Yes.
The Toledo incident, the man that wrote the book was there and he spoke. A gal that used to work at the mill was there and talked about the history of the mill and they had questions at the end. They, I believe, sent an email to all of us yesterday, something about the next meeting. And I'll be on the panel to answer questions. I don't know how well I'm gonna do, but I'll be there. But it was a packed house. The parking lot was full. It was really neat how many people and young people, old people, the whole gamut, and it was really, really cool. So.
The next one is on the 21st.
And the next one is specifically focusing on where we want to go in the future of Toledo, which is right with what I was boo-hooing about last week. So I think that would be a really great time for us to all show up and kind of throw our hats into the circle.
July 21st, August 21st?
I guess it's August.
August 21st. Yeah, I won't be there.
Well, shame on you.
I have a neurosurgeon appointment.
Oh, that's more important.
That is more important.
Yes.
We can maybe ask them to delay it. Schedule
Record
it.
it for me.
Or
We'll zoom you in.
Zoom you in.
that's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
Well, so since you all got to Amber ahead of me, all I can say is Amber, thank you
It's been fun.
very much.
It's been fun.
You
Yeah.
guys have a really great staff who are incredibly helpful. They like to support each other. And I hope you continue to support them in that endeavor.
Well, I want you to know that even when David's not here, you're welcome to come back and be a facilitator, be whatever it is you want to do.
I would be happy to come back as a facilitator.
Just come by and be entertained at our
Yeah.
city council meetings.
Yeah, you can come back and sit in the back corner and laugh.
I'll come heckle you. How's that?
There you go. There you go.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, Amber, for all you've done. We really, really appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
The only other thing I have tonight is, remember, Art Oysters and Brews is coming up on the 2nd and 3rd.
Please.
Um,
The National Night Out, the Friday or
2 weeks.
It's-
2 weeks.
that's coming up. Oh, it's the week after. It's a-
Week after.
Yeah, on Tuesday,
on
yeah.
Tuesday. For those events, National Night Out, we usually have a booth where we hand stuff out. When we get closer, we'll send out an email, find out who all can be there for that.
Tracy's so good at it.
We did it last year.
For Art Oysters and Brews, if you can make it down, please do. And don't be afraid to mention you're part of the city council. Because one of the things that I've found is a lot of people want to talk in that relaxed atmosphere. And so you can spend hours sitting at a table with a group of people talking about the city, talking about the future of the city, finding out what they think is hugely important to them. In a place that is non-threatening, a place that they just want to sit and have fun.
That's what I miss about being in this chair. I don't get to go see how the business is anymore.
So please come out for that. It runs noon to, is it 5 or 6 on Saturday?
Saturday,
5.
it's 5,
Okay,
yeah,
so noon to 5 both days.
yeah.
So come on out, good music, good times, might even have a few surprises in store. So look forward to seeing you all there. And those of you that don't live in the area, come on by for either Saturday or Sunday, come and it's free to the public. There are art vendor booths. We have live music playing. We have food carts. We have oysters. We have a variety of local breweries that have product there.
And
It's just-
Percy is gonna have clams this year as
Oh,
well. as
oh my God.
oysters.
Oh, now I'm in trouble.
Oh, really? Gonna have what?
It's bad enough that I love oysters, but my wife
She's
loves
adding
clams.
clams.
So now we're gonna be, yeah.
The groups are Whole Lotta Lewis, Wild
Louie.
Hog in the Woods, and Tyler Spencer on Saturday. On Sunday is Revlin, Jane Doe, and Johnny Wheels and the Swamp Donkeys.
Ooh, and they bring a whole crew with them.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Yeah, so be aware that there are a couple of these groups that come down from Portland and they have entourages. They have groupies. and it is hilarious.
The Swamp Donkeys does a lot of fundraisers
Yeah.
for the different.
And
programs.
it's just a good time to be had by all.
Where your.
Please come out, wear your sunscreen, because we are in Toledo. The number of people that ask me about, wow, it's sunny here. What do you guys do? We enjoy the sun because we're not in the fog zone. So be aware, it'll be like today.
Oh, and I'm gonna plug the port, and for you guys that aren't from here, the port does free boating every Thursday and Sunday. So if you go Sunday to Art Oysters and Brews, you can also do free boating down at the port, and they have the Aquina Queen that goes up the river, and they talk about the history of Toledo.
Yep,
We have fun stuff.
we have a lot of good stuff for you. Yes, ma'am.
I know it's your turn, but I
It's okay.
forgot to mention that I called Brenda at the History Center. And I have an appointment with her tomorrow at 1:00. She's gonna give me a tour of the History Center.
Awesome.
Good.
I go through there and it's just old stuff to me. And so anybody wanna join us at 1:00
I
tomorrow?
wish I could. That would be have a client come in at one.
I'm excited.
I might join
Send
you.
home.
Please do.
Yeah, I'll write it on.
Or no, I don't think that look good.
So, you know, we have a lot to do here in Toledo. We have a lot of things to offer. And I know that I'm talking to, at least online, a lot of people that are local. But if you're not local, here's some opportunity to come, enjoy a day, couple days with your family. It's kid friendly. It may be Art Oysters and Brews.
And
But
art walk. Are you keeping on?
Art Walk is going to be part of it this year, instead of being on the first weekend of, instead of being on Labor Day weekend.
And Chocolate Block, right?
And Chocolate Block, so we have a ton of kid-friendly things going on. Between Chocolate Block, we have a kids mural. If you haven't seen the kids mural, go down to Rock Park, which is directly across, well, catty corner across from Timbers.
Yep.
We have a 3-panel mural that our own counselor, Kim Bush, does the backgrounds on, and then kids get to paint in their own things.
And this will be our 3rd year.
This will be our 3rd year, and I will never forget the Loch Ness Monster in Aquina Bay. That was one of the neatest things.
If you guys wanna see, you go to the first year, then here.
It's or before, after, National Night.
One of them.
This is,
So
yeah,
the kids added their jellyfish and their boats and all this
Box
stuff.
in the middle
It
there.
was so cute. Oh my gosh, they had a giant rubber duck. There's another board there, but yeah, this was the first year. The 2nd year's is up now and we'll be filling in the 3rd years to.
So what happens to these older ones?
We don't know yet.
well, we were gonna auction them off, and I think that's.
But they're kind of big.
But I think we're gonna try and do that at a fundraiser sometime over the winter.
So Kim, are you gonna have that board at National Night Out too this year?
Yes, I will. I'm working on them right now. They're almost done. I'm doing Memorial Field this year. Probably Lisa's idea.
I know, I'm waiting for Kim to be done.
Sorry.
We're all directing him, he's like.
I'm watching Amber, don't worry.
I just wanted to offer to council that we have been able to get access back to the city's Facebook page.
Yay.
Krista has some experience with social media and posts things. So I have posted a number of things out over the next 2 weeks. So please go like, share, and draw attention back to your Facebook page again, just so that people interact.
You got it.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we are adjourned to the regular meeting. We'll take a 5-minute recess and come back to executive session.
But there was.
I was ready to